What do you want to talk? Do we go with porn or do we go with sex? Which one?
Just do an opening ramble. Go for it. What are your thoughts? Yeah.
I was gonna say, isn't it the same? But I feel like it's a good
thing
question to
distinguish between.
Yeah. I mean, well, sex is a very natural phenomenon, right? It's like dogs don't watch porn, but they fuck. They have sex. But their form of sex, it's not. There's no passion or.
What does he want to say? What does he want to say?
There's something you want to say.
No. It's. I was going to say, isn't it porn just sex with the camera?
Not really. I mean,
sex
I could film
sex with camera. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how they sell it, I guess.
They sell it like that, but it's not really. It's catering to a lot of fetishes, right?
It's choreographed and marketed. And
lots of catering to a lot of fetish. So people have multiple. Like, it's so funny. Like, just go on Pornhub and you see the categories.
But there's amateur as well. Amateur, I think you can trust. It's
amateur.
Most of the time, just random people.
Yeah. But even the random people, if they have to get more viewership,
of course,
you have to be.
It's like a vlogger as well. They start going, "Hey, my life is amazing."
Yeah.
It's the same, but sex. Yeah.
So I think it's like dogs have sex too. Animals have sex, but there's only one kind of reason for it. If you notice, there's no passion. There's no candles, and no candles or romantic lighting, dinner, drinks. There's nothing involved. There's like I saw a peacock do a male.
Like the mating display?
Yeah,
I mean,
like a dance, does a dance to a very uninterested female. Like she just stood there and just looked at him, and she was just like, "Yeah, okay, bye." She just left. So I think it's mostly to do. I think it's cool to think about it like that because we put so much pressure on that. But whereas animals don't really see it like that, they just listen. My sack's full. I need to get it out. We can have a child, maybe not. I don't know, but just let's get it on, right? And it's done, right? But
a lot of men think that way too, though, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's more. But with us, it's. I think in this time and age, I don't think there's a lot of people who don't watch porn. I think it's so easily accessible that everybody does.
And we were saying that like this generation is the first one that's had it from the beginning of their adolescence, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's shaping them.
Yeah, because when we were growing up, we didn't have access to that. It was really hard to get anything. Yeah. And it was mostly like magazines or you had a magazine.
I remember my brother went, I don't know how much of this I'm going to leave in. My brother went to Canada on some skiing trip or something and he brought back these horrendous magazines that you can only find there. And my mum was telling, why was my mum telling me about this? I don't know. She was a bit inappropriate as well, but she was like, your brother had these terrible magazines. I just had to throw them away. I was like, oh no, where did you throw these terrible magazines?
Where did you throw them, Mother? Because I need to get rid of them from there.
What exactly was so terrible about them? Are there any particular pages I shouldn't look at? That's awful.
Well, I think it's, our generation did not have too much access to let's say porn, like online. But ever since the boom of the internet, like I think from 2000 on, it's just easily accessible. Everything's there. It's very clearly out there and it's free.
Oh yeah.
So that being said, entitlement, right?
Yeah. Not even hidden anymore.
No, it's not. It's clearly it's up. Yeah. Even like I said the other day, it was about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Right?
Like everything is sexualized also.
It's super sexualized in such a way that Rihanna is actually standing there and they actually had a thing where she was actually grabbing her butt and like flicking it. And I'm just like, how many kids were actually sitting there and watching that?
But it has become so natural that
even kids are just picking it up.
Yeah, they don't even see it as that anymore. Right?
But I mean, like Britney Spears when she's dancing like a schoolgirl, that's part of some sort of fantasy as well. That was all.
It's a super fetish. There's so many guys. I never got that schoolgirl thing. I was like, what the hell is that? That's just weird. It's like a selling point. It's a big industry. And anything that can be sold, they will sell.
Yeah. definitely.
Right? And if it's sex, it's sex. That's the way it is. And I had a friend of mine who told me that he had women approach him. I thought we should talk about porn. And that he said, and I was like, why? And he was just like, no, the women I meet here, they have when you talk about when they get into sexting and stuff like that, that they have so much. There's so many fetishes, different kinds of fetishes they want to be involved in. And when he asked them why, like, why is it that you want me to choke you? She was just like, oh, I don't know. I saw this in this porn video, and I think it's really cool. I mean, it's if a couple does it, or if you talk about it, it's and there's a mutual understanding towards it. It's fine, as long as you're not really forcing your.
A good thing that porn can do is help you explore different things.
Different things, and maybe watch it together, and and then kind of spark something else that it works. But is it really? Have we overdone it now?
Do you know what's so funny that every time I'm watching like some right-wing politician rant about queer people or LGBT and like what they need to do or something, I'm like, they should just type in Pornhub gay and just scroll for a bit. It's like, you think you're going to stop this? It's unbelievable. Like, who are all these people? Where you could fill countries with them? How do they have the time? Think of like they could have cured cancer like 20 times by the time they did all of this. It's unbelievable.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable. It's surely we've got enough, right? We've got enough. We've all seen enough as well. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think that's the most primal thing, right? Because it is the most primal thing.
Yeah.
Right? One of the most primal acts in the world is, intercourse. Like it's always a connecting thing, and then even there, people have tried to make money with saying that no, don't sleep around a lot, because then you're sharing your energy and your soul with them. I was like, how the fuck do you know that? Have you actually
share your energy and your soul then? Who cares?
Carry your soul, man. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, so I just feel like sex is right now. I think everything is based on that. Most definitely based on that. I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we said that we need a manager for one of our projects, and that we would choose a woman to be in the front, even though it sounded at that point, like, you don't really think about sexism. You don't really think of it like that. But he suggested that we should have a girl representing us. And I was like, why? And then the way he spoke kind of made me realize, it's not really about the woman doing the job as she's a woman. Yeah. But it's more the fact that she would be able to charm the other men. But that is a very smart move. It's a really smart move in terms of business, and if no one can say that, oh my God, that's fucking sexist. I'm like, no, it happens every day. You keep a receptionist as a woman because they have a certain trait that they're more welcoming, and it's nicer to see them and stuff like that, compared to a rugged man who stands there with a like a fluffy beard. Like, I would not go to him. Even me as a guy would be like, okay.
I would, but I'm a niche market. You're probably best targeting other men.
But is it really sexualizing things? Because a lot of sellers are young girls. They would hire young girls instead of young men or men to do most jobs.
You mean like so let's say for Red Bull or like energy drinks? All of these are women.
Yeah,
all of them are girls.
Everywhere, but is it really only like to sexualize things, or is it just because?
But isn't that the angle though? Isn't that the angle though?
I don't know.
The thing is, like, it always goes over my head because it's never aimed at me. The only thing I've not actually thought about it before, but what I do think is that there are certain cliches about what women are good at. Like women have an eye for style, so you want them to dress you and things like that.
Yeah, it's
partly that.
It's mostly that, and I think because also the cliche that women are more pleasant to look at and for everyone and to interact with. So there is, of course, like when you take Red Bull, for example, it tends more toward sexualizing things. But when you go
bleep that out.
Sorry?
No, we should bleep that out. We don't want to be giving them credit by talking about
okay.
it. Pay us for it, and then we talk about you.
No, but like teenagers drink
Colourful
energy
cow.
drinks, don't they?
Huh?
Teenagers drink energy drinks because it's like
Jesus, it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking it. It's crazy the amount
ridiculous.
of Monster and Thirst and Red Bull that is in the market now. It's crazy. People just drink that. Like the youngsters just drink so much of it.
it's so bad for you.
And I was like, that
They want
shit
them
is
wings.
bad for you.
No, but the thing is, I don't think that we can say that everything is to sexualize, made to sexualize. Basically,
No, of
everything.
of course not. I'm just saying that the most popular things in the world
Always
are
Always.
very overtly sexualized
because of the primal
like
thing that
if
people
you had to
see
get a
going
job at the library, they're not going to do a casting couch thing, you know. It's never going to be like that.
No.
They're just going to write a saying that we're looking for a job and the target is we want ladies or preferred women, but that's okay. But even now in this time and age, that's sexist.
It's just really funny that you brought up casting couch for the library. Just imagine
Yeah,
them, like,
just imagine that.
filming an amateur porn to get a job at
just
the
to get a
library.
job at the library as someone who just goes through books.
That would be
It's
too
like,
sexual.
Damn. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right?
That's a
So not
concept.
yeah.
I mean, they make a concept out of anything.
Out of anything they would make a concept. It's insane. Like I saw, I'm not going to lie. I watch porn often, not often, but time to time. And
We're going to pray after this.
yes,
but,
of course. Yeah, we have to really
religion coming up.
come on. Next one is religion. I saw this thing where it's so weird. Like I was scrolling through, and then I saw stepmom get stuck in the dishwasher, and she just got stuck with her ass out, and I was like, wow. And there's like a bazillion views on that, and I was like, you got to be shitting me.
I think the
That's so
conclusion
crazy.
is we should use all these cinema skills to make porn.
Well,
Right, start a Stavanger-based porn studio.
Makes banks, actually. You can make bank doing
you know that? Yeah,
Filming.
you know the movie 50 Shades of
Great.
Grey?
Yeah.
Yeah, the most number I've never seen women more charged. Like all the women in my life who have seen that movie, they had this, exuberant energy that was out there. Everybody who was on watching 50 Shades of Grey, they were just so about it. Women were getting so, I don't know, excited.
Heated.
But it feels like it's just a certain, I would say type, but age range, you know, who are into those erotic books. That really
I think a lot
liked
of them
it.
are into that. Like there's a lot of women who are, and I think even if they, you said that most men, it's a more men want to empty their.
I said a lot of men are like that. I don't
Yeah.
know if women are also like that.
I think
can speak
I
for
think
men,
they're
sure.
actually more. I think in my experience, I think they're much more sexually charged than men are. Like I don't think I sexualize my time. Like my time is not. I'm not always in the need to have sex, if you know what I mean. I'm not always there, but previous encounters with women, they are always ready for sex. Like any given moment, they're up for it.
Wow.
That they don't. But that's also weird because in the movies, or maybe that's the kind of women I met. Could be that. But in the movies, you see men are the ones who lean in, and they're just like, no, I don't want, not tonight, and shit like that. But I think that's just some sort of stereotype. Like the movies just make it seem like that, but that's not the case. With the progress of time now, I think more women are sexualized. Even the fact that a woman can wear, like I saw this girl walk in town on a, what day was that? Was it a Sunday night, last Sunday? She wore a skirt that was, basically it didn't matter if that skirt was there or not, right? And it was freezing cold. And she had just a jacket on, like a thin one. She was covering herself like this and walking out with heels and that. Now, when I see someone wear that, that is not in any way, in my opinion, not sexualized. That is a very direct,
conscious
attempt to show some sort of like how like a mating call.
But
Only thing is you don't go and dance in front of the person. You just wear something.
what is the end goal of it?
I'm not sure. I think maybe it's a sense of insecurity about herself. She doesn't feel like she's good enough in other ways of her life, so she decides to do that instead. To be out there.
How will it help? Because you can't really tell her that it looks nice or it looks whatever, because then you're gonna be the perv, you're gonna be the bad person.
Or if you try to put a blanket on her, like you just say like, babe, it's really cold, like, you know, take my jacket.
So to me, I don't know, I just don't understand it, because it kind of defeats the purpose, because there are no purpose to it. Unless
I think they have a purpose, right?
Yeah, but what is the purpose? And I mean, it's weird, but I do not think it's like a sexual thing, because, you know, if you ask her, she would say,
I like wearing it. It's my body, my thing. Yeah, but you know, as a passerby, you care for other humans, right? At least I care for people. So when I see her, I was like, why is she wearing a tiny skirt, like, which is pretty much, and it's windy, so whenever the wind blows in that direction, it's basically just, you know, up in the air. So and it's night in the middle of the street, and there's you know, there's always going to be drunk men running around, you know, and want to say something to you because you're there. Like, hey, are you cold? I can warm you up. You know, that kind of shit. So I just feel like they are putting themselves out there to get attacked. In a way, does that make sense?
It does make sense, but
what if there was no other man to protect her?
Of
course, there are many other men who would save her if she was in trouble at that point.
But it's a very complicated topic.
Yeah,
I feel, because I really, honestly, don't understand the point. Because obviously, you don't do it to get attacked. You don't do it to get compliment or whatever, because it's a no-no. You can't do that. So what is the point?
But
I like that. I like that. What is the point? What are you trying to do?
Is it that unconscious thought that you have power? That you have when I say power, that you have that you have
like
power,
a sexual power or something.
Yeah, that you can make heads turn. For example, is it that? Is it just the thought of it that makes you feel good?
I think it has to do with a lot of insecurities.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's always been like that in Glasgow.
Because if you turn it around, and if a man does it, what would be the equivalent for a man? It would be like, I don't know, if you're very muscular and you wear like very fitting t-shirts. Is it?
I've seen men do that and freeze in Glasgow as well. Yeah.
And why would a man do that?
I think that is more to do with. I think that is, like I said, these all come down to insecurities. I think they're very insecure about some things about themselves. They don't feel good about it. So it's this constant need to show.
Or something that you're proud of.
Show that you're very proud of it. But you would go through any length.
But when you're proud of it and you show it, it's because you're insecure.
You're very insecure about it. So that's why.
I think so.
But going back to porn, even.
Yeah, sorry.
No. This is part of it. Like when you see the way some women transform themselves in order to be great porn stars, they're turning themselves into a male fantasy.
Yeah.
Maybe, and that I find very confusing, because it's like, are you most pleased with yourself when you look the most like what a man wants you to look like?
Yeah.
Is that what pleases you the most? When you look in the mirror and go, a man would love to fuck me, that's like peak your love of yourself. Why are you designing yourself that way? Or maybe it's a business decision and you don't actually care that much about your appearance, and you're glad that you can make the most bank because you've got the look people are looking for.
I think some women really like that.
Some
like
really
they really enjoy being that.
It's part of it, partly insecurity, but partly it is.
Partly they've accepted that. They've accepted that role in their lives. Yeah. They're like, I dress like this. This is me. Well, fuck you if you don't like it.
You know that woman, Sophie Anderson? There was a meme about the cock destroyers a while back. Did you see that?
No.
Who's that?
Okay, she's this porn star, but she's a big gay icon because she just is very open, sexually open, and people like that because they like seeing people empowered like that. But she's a super positive, lovely lady. So I follow her because she's always doing little like daily affirmations and stuff like that, and saying, "Hope you all have a lovely day." And then there's like videos of her getting destroyed by 3 different men, and I scroll past those. But what's my point? She seems like a really happy, self-confident person, but she has like enormous silicone breasts and filler in her lips and blonde hair, and it's just a confusing. I'm very interested in her identity and why she's come to those points, but I don't know. It's a mystery also.
Yeah, wouldn't you say, and I'm not being derogative here, but wouldn't you say that's like tools for the job? I mean, if you're a builder, you have to kind of look like a builder, right?
I think it's
I
part of
carry the
that.
tools,
Yeah.
It's you have your tools with you. If you're an electrician, you have your tools with you.
Drag performers get veneer teeth so they can smile on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's kind of tools that are needed but not required.
But yeah, but see,
I don't know.
but like
you're right,
okay,
yeah.
the tools for a person who needs the job, right? Okay, you talked about the builder. Now you and I are not builders. That would be really weird if we went out in town every day carrying
Dress
tools.
for the job you want.
Dress for the jobs, right? But we are not really builders. So, dress for the job you want, you said? So if every woman who gets a boob job, does that mean that they're dressing for the job? That they're becoming that person? Or is it because they've catered to an insecurity there? They've just succumbed to that insecurity. They've just given in, caved in.
It's such an interesting and complicated topic.
I think this is probably one of the most mind-boggling topics we've talked about. Like, it's really like,
What about men getting hair plugs and stuff? Like, I'm bald.
That's an insecurity. That's it. Like I know many guys who've gone to Turkey and grafted hair from where they have it, and they've just shoved it into their foreheads just to get hair and to look and the beard, just to look like, because they feel like, no, I don't look good without a.
I don't know about you guys. I feel like we are drifting away from porn and sex, but I don't know about you guys.
No, I'm saying it's about the insecurities, right?
Yeah.
Sex is selling sex is a form of bank. You make money, and it's also targeting a lot of people's insecurities.
Yeah.
So that has not just gone from sex and porn. It's gone into lip fillers, it's gone into boob jobs, it's gone into butt implants.
It can be clever marketing to make new insecurities people didn't have.
Yeah.
Create a need they didn't have.
So create a new hole,
yeah.
create a new void that a lot of people resonate with, and sell.
Yeah.
Product.
What did you want to say about hair?
It's not really relevant, and
Go for it.
We kind of drift away. But now we can get back to what we were talking about.
Sure.
Like insecurity.
I think the insecurity. Yeah, I think that when women see, I think I've been affected by porn in a way that I always imagine that every time that's only happened in Norway. Or it's happened in other places too, but it's not really the act of making love anymore. It's more the vulgarity behind it. Or not the vulgarity, the very primal, or I don't even know if that's primal. You don't see reverse cowgirl like that position, right?
That was invented for porn, I think.
Yeah, reverse cowgirl. You don't really see that.
Because of the angle of the genitals you can see with the camera, apparently.
So the girl's ass is facing she's just basically bent over the other way.
Because the camera guy's in front of you.
Yeah, and the camera guy's in front. So reverse cowgirl. And I was just like, well, that's a really interesting position, and I really like it because I'm an ass man and I love fucking seeing.
I was going to say, because you can read a book.
Yeah, I could place a book or keep a coffee mug on her.
That's what I would be doing. Just playing the Nintendo Switch handheld version. Yeah.
Yes, I got it.
Don't move.
Wait, not yet. I'm not done. I'm in the last round.
I'm close to finishing this race.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like it's that, and then if you go to a sex store, the amount of things they have to please women, is really high.
Does that feel like your competition?
No, I don't think it's a competition because I don't really. Yeah, okay, a toy here and there is fun, but I could, have one, in the mix. That's cool, but how many different things do you need to sell to make. It's different studies about how it vibrates this way and that way, and then there's a little bit of penetration, but there's also vibrator on top.
Do you know? I can't stand when you enter some like. You find that there's a whole discipline and it's just bullshit discipline. Like when I went to buy engagement rings with Juan, for example, and they were like, yeah, this one fits nice on the knuckle because it's got this cut. And I'm like, this is all bullshit that you're saying. It's a fucking ring. I've seen rings before. You put on a ring, you're wearing a ring. Shut up.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
it.
So, but if you can patent your thing by making it slightly different, and you can make money. The way that like all these influencers have makeup palettes, like it's makeup, you put it on your face, you're done. Well, I mean, that's my understanding of makeup, but then they're like, we've patented this new formula, you've got to get my formula because it's made from crushed beetles.
It's just your name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying?
Branding.
You see how that has transformed itself? Like when
capitalism.
It's moved.
It's literally
everything is
fucking
sell.
Sex sells.
Everything is selling. It's selling it. It's sell it. And it
But
has to buy and make people more insecure. And who are the target audience in that? The women. You drive the men to be sexual. Oh, wow, I want that. But you get the woman to feel, oh, why am I not like that?
But why is it even selling? Why is it even a thing? Why is it? Is it because it's taboo? Is it because it's dirty? Is it because
some sort of liberation somehow? Like I don't know what they're trying to liberate.
I think it's that you said that it's like the most primal instinct. The reason I wanted to talk about sex, I think is really interesting, is you don't need it. You could go your whole life without it.
You don't need it.
No, you don't really need it. Yeah, it's so weird that it's...
And yet it's a big thing. It can be a contention between couples. Like so how much importance are you supposed to place on it? And, society in some areas places too much emphasis on it because it sells. Far too much emphasis. It's somewhat important, but it's not that. It's like, should be about 2% of your thoughts or less, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of pressures on young men and women to have it, to have sex and stuff like that, because if you're not, you're missing out, and they put a lot of pressure on themselves, and some of them have it and they're like, okay, and all that for that. I mean, it's a very probably unpopular opinion, but it's really overrated to me.
Exactly. It's so overrated. Like why?
Okay.
And also like when you see like idols, like pop stars and stuff like that, constantly pretending that they're younger than who they are. Like age gracefully. Isn't that beauty in a woman? Age gracefully. Stop going and shoving fucking fillers to look.
I thought you were going to say something else, but you said fillers.
Technically speaking.
Stop shoving stuff in your face to look much younger and sexualizing everything. It's so nasty.
Body dysmorphia.
It's
porn
so
definitely contributes to that.
And also these guys who go and do these, the lifts now. There's a lot of them now.
The Joker smile.
Yeah, like it looks like they have fucking things going up in their face here. And for all those guys all the people watching, and you think that we are not, it's a bunch of guys sitting here and talking about sex because we don't get any. If that's what you think, well, you're very mistaken, my friend.
You're totally right. He's
married. He's married.
Yeah.
And
And I don't.
So I don't count.
Yeah, I probably slept with I don't want to say
your mom.
Good.
Yeah. There's actually we're going to make some videos about it. She's going to start a new.
Start talking
It's
about
going
mom
to be the
jokes.
new.
Yeah.
We're going to do
About
that
some
after the
moms.
podcast.
Yeah. She's going to get stuck in a dishwasher's been done, washing machine's been done. I think she's going to get stuck in an existential crisis.
In the library.
I went to pick out a book from inside the other shelf and she got stuck there.
And then Jeremiah's like, "Stepmom,
Hey,
you're in the wrong
Mom,
section.
What are you doing? And she's like, oh, could you help me from the back? Sure, I can.
We should not be putting these ideas out. People are going to steal this."
I'm stuck, step librarian.
Oh, Jesus.
What are you doing, step bro? I'm looking at the tourist books for Cuba.
Yeah, but okay. So
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts on
Sex and porn.
well.
Anyway, just to carry on what you said, and some people just don't want it because it's too messy. It's like there is absolutely nothing to it, and I'm one of those, like, it's messy, it's overrated, and it's like I can get by my whole life without it, and I'm completely fine.
I get that.
Completely fine.
It's not going to bring you closer to people either. Like if you,
I can't go without it. I
absolutely
love having sex. I think it's a very big release for me, and I think it's very much a sense of connection, us in a certain way. Also, because I'm a man, it's inside me that there's a sense of spreading my seed. If you know what I mean, like it's not that I'm doing it every time to spread my seed, but it's just like it's an ancestral.
I never do
thing,
it for that reason.
You know?
I mean, it doesn't work.
You know, it's an ancestral thing, right? It just passes on. It's a primal thing, so it goes on. So I just think that I'm
not the way I do it, but
no.
but it's something that you can do. I mean, for me, once again, probably unpopular opinion, but something that you can do on your own.
Yeah.
If it just release you're after, you can do it on your own.
If that's your only motivation.
Yeah, it's quicker. It doesn't take time. It's not messy. You're in control of all the time, and that's it. There's
no
absolutely no no small talk, no aftermath, no nothing. And it's not like a good book or a good meal or a good movie where you can talk about it afterward, but you never say, "Hey, you remember yesterday? It was good, wasn't it?" It's like you can't
true.
really.
That's actually true. Yeah,
there's the thing, and there's absolutely nothing after that. It's like, okay, done. Could have done it myself.
I get your point.
I don't know. It's
interesting.
No, that's a very good point. But this is the thing. The thing about porn is like it's always going to be superficial. There's like I made the joke, like a stepmom gets stuck in an existential crisis. Nobody's ever going to watch that. She's got to get stuck in a car wash or something, right? And then what's going to happen? I don't know. That sounds pretty cool, actually. I've never seen it. But it's like
soap there, bro.
But if you follow, like I say, I follow this one porn star because she's very positive and lovely, and I think she's really cool. But when it comes to her job, it's just like I slept with 5 guys, 4 guys, just a number. It doesn't go like, you know. It's such a superficial conversation. It's like once you've slept with 4, all you can do is sleep with 5, or you can sleep with this race, or you can sleep with that size. It's not a terribly deep thing. So I understand why people can totally go without it. I think it's fine. Me personally, I don't know if you notice this, but I'm such a fidgety person. My hands are always fidgeting. I'm always going like this. I think I actually need a lot of it. I don't know why. I'm just wired that way. But it doesn't, you know, it's like needing a lot of... It's like getting dehydrated easily or something. I don't know. It's just a way I was built. But sometimes I resent being built that way because I'm like, I would like to think about something fucking important. You know, I would like to think about. I'd like to stop being attracted to all these people. Then I could just have a chat to them. You know, especially when you're married as well. It's like I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah,
I found somebody. I'm fine. I'm content. I wish I could just go on with my life. And I think that they say hopefully that your libido fades with time. I'm kind of looking forward to that because
I don't think so. I mean, nowadays people are getting more and more bored. You know, it's like the TikTok generation. I'm going to sound like a boomer
Grandpa,
saying that, but it's a TikTok generation. You know, it's like 10 seconds video and you scroll because you're bored. Attention span. And it's the same for everything. Why do you think, or why do I think there's a lot of divorce and people being unfaithful and stuff like that? It's because you're getting bored. I mean, if I'm cheating on you, it doesn't mean that I don't love you anymore, but I'm getting bored because nowadays everything is just disposable. It's like, I'm tired of you. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, but I'm tired of you. I need something new all the time. And I feel like that with absolutely everything. I'm getting really bored with a lot of stuff, and I need constant change all the time. You know, I remember when I was younger and I had video games, I was completing the video game. You know, even if I had 2, 3 more, I was completing it because you didn't have a lot of choice, and you were told to focus on one thing, finish it, and then move on. But now I'm playing something for 10 minutes, and then I'm bored, playing another thing, then I'm bored, playing another thing. And I do that with a lot of stuff. I can't focus anymore on one long thing. It's complicated. It doesn't really have anything to do with porn or sex.
Oh no, it definitely does, because porn encourages disposability.
Yeah,
got like 10 tabs open.
You know, they took the most. It's really smart. It's not grandpa talk, and I think people need to hear that.
Yeah,
people need to hear that because it's true. You cannot focus on anything for longer than 7 minutes. For me, 7.
Gotten very complicated.
Yesterday,
for me.
I finished my demo track, the one I showed you the last time. I finished the demo track. I started at 8:30 in the morning and I sat up till 5:30. That's the longest I have sat on anything without being distracted. Like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, I just was like, no, I'm going to do this today. But if you get to that place, you see a lot of your energy changes. You're much more happier. You're much more content. Blah blah blah. But they sell the most primal thing. They make it so overtly sexual. You don't realize that triggers so many other things.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's someone definitely smarter than us sitting on the top and selling the shit.
Well, look, I can show you. Like, if I ever want to follow somebody new on Instagram, right? So here's me on Instagram.
Because I love Kendra Lust. I think she's
Who's
fucking
that?
hot as shit.
Okay. But yeah, if I go like, oh, I'm going to look you up on Instagram, I'll click that, and then it's just all naked dudes.
Yeah.
Naked dudes.
Who is it?
It's lots of like half-naked men and like people going to the gym.
Yeah.
And that's it, just endlessly.
But
and then,
what did you look for?
Oh, I just clicked search.
Oh,
So if I'm searching for the name of somebody.
I think I only have food if I can search.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it depends on
No,
your...
mine is obviously targeted because of what I'm looking at, of course.
I think it's targeted.
I'm not going to deny that.
It's
But
targeted.
Twitter is even worse, of course, because there's no sexual
yeah.
images on
I don't
Instagram.
even
but
have... I don't go on Twitter, so I don't have Twitter.
mine's kind of dead now. Elon Musk killed it, but
Yeah. So if I search...
Remove my blue badge.
If I search, this is barely any of the things that I...
Yeah, it's all pretty
You see?
ladies, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like, I see some animals there. There's music related. You can see it's a lot of music. And then there's some women there. I don't know what they're doing there.
Yeah.
It's mostly music related because I check out a lot of music stuff.
Just curious.
Okay, mine is all men because I check out a lot of men on Instagram,
So
clearly.
you go on Instagram and you go on search, right?
Yeah.
Go on search.
Wow, okay. My search is actually pretty decent.
Mine is very indecent. But
Lots of drums and lots of elephants, and I love elephants.
Food in 3D for me. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, food. Mine's also on
Food in
food.
3D. Yeah.
I got a bunch of...
That's weird.
Chubby men in small shorts.
But
Okay,
it's
fine.
definitely targeted.
Targeted, yeah. But the thing is, like, I won't even notice now. I'll just be like reading a book or something, and then I'll go, oh, I need to take a note on my phone, and then I'll just click Instagram, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to follow this person, that person.
But you've already moved, right? You were reading. But in that time, Instagram or phone notification.
Yeah, fuck's sakes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
It's
phone
hard to control,
notification. It's
So
always there.
I have all my apps, like, they go dark after 5, so that if I want to click on them, I have to say, yes, I definitely want to look at this, because it says I've hit a time limit after 5.
Yeah, but...
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
still.
Because
Is it like focus thing?
Yeah, it's focus time thing.
Yeah.
It's screen time, I think it's called. Of course I can override it. Of course I sometimes do, but it's better than nothing.
At least a reminder. You have to be conscious that you're doing it, and it does help.
Your mental health, everything. Oh yeah.
And I really see that it helps when I am watching a movie and it says you wouldn't download a car, would you, or you wouldn't steal a car, and I'm like, no, I wouldn't, and then I press play again.
Nice.
But at least I'm conscious I'm doing something bad.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That's a good final thought.
Yeah.
Raphael sucks.
Yeah. Final thoughts on
download
sex. Let's see. I think you can live with it, and you can't live without it. It's like that for me. But I think it's subjective. Depends on who, what situation. Like, I've had a lot of good sex in my life, so I wouldn't deny that. I wouldn't say that I didn't like it and I don't want it. I think it's there.
How dare you?
Yeah, there you go.
I find that offensive.
Yeah.
To me personally.
Do you? Cancel me.
Barely care. I barely care, honestly.
So, I think I need it because I think it also enriches my artistic soul. It helps. It really does. And like a muse, a muse.
But do you have to have sex with your muse?
Huh?
Do you have to have sex with your muse? That's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah,
And
I would love because it really drives me. It really opens up some sort of.
Step Muse DP.
But I do understand. It can kind of unlock
so many different
so many
things.
different things. Yeah.
And as far as the chakras are concerned, if one chakra is locked, then all the other chakras start to lock up.
Yeah.
So it has to be an even flow with the system.
I was going to say so.
You were gonna
Go,
say-
come on, say it.
That's why I always have my key handy.
That's so stupid.
Sound
That's
like-
so stupid.
Sound like
I have the
Oh my
keys
God.
to my root
Oh.
chakra some days.
yeah.
I like that we all have different perspectives on it. I
Yeah.
think that's the most important thing, is that, you know, all of this stuff is vaguely tailored to what we're interested in, but it just depends on who you are and what you want. Have loads of it with everyone if you want, all the time, if that's your thing. Or have none of it
definitely.
if you don't care. It's fine.
But
It's just
okay.
your
Don't be
life.
fooled that you have to do it or that you're missing
Definitely
out.
not.
Or
No.
I guess you can take your time, and I guess it matters when you're in high school. But then you kind of
Yeah, it feels like you're entering a new world or something, going from a virgin to
Yeah.
a non-virgin, which is just terms people made up. It really
Have
doesn't
you had
matter.
sex with women?
No.
Never?
No.
Oh,
I came out when I was 13.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I refused to live a lie at 13 years old. I was very serious.
Wow.
I kissed women because I changed schools and I didn't want the new school to know because I got bullied at the last one.
Ah.
And then they started a rumor about me that I was gay based on nothing, which was ironic.
And I was like, yes.
That was really stupid. But there was like one or two other gay kids, but I think because I talked to one gay guy at the first party I went to when I was in high school, and everyone started a rumor that we were dating, we were going out, everything, and it was so terrible that I thought I'm going to deny all of this because I just made new friends and I don't need this shit. So I didn't do anything with anyone at school. So fine, I got good grades, whatever.
Yeah.
Have sex later. Who gives a fuck, honestly?
yeah, great. Focus on your grades.
Yeah, stay in school, kids.
Stay in school.
Say no.
Yeah. And
Say no
yeah.
to drugs.
Say yes to maths.
Yeah,
That's why I'm here, actually, to be fair.
because you
Yeah.
said yes to math
It's because I said yes to
said
maths
yes
and
to
no to
math.
women. Yeah.
and no to math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your final thoughts.
My final thoughts. It's complicated. It's always complicated. Like it can't be. Porn gives you this impression that you can just have like a really great encounter with somebody and then just go and live your life. Rarely is that the case if they're even slightly in your social network. Like in a place in Stavanger, I'd be very careful because everyone knows everyone. You're very quickly going to make things complicated. I think if you're not, if you're sleeping around like crazy, if that's your thing, go for it. But be prepared to expect it to be more complicated than you thought it was going to be. And if you want to avoid sex because you think it's complicated, I agree, it totally can be. Fine, that's a good reason to go without it if you can't be bothered. Having been married 12 years, have a very unromantic view of sex, and it's almost scheduled now just to make sure it's done, like washing the dishes or something. It's a thing you got to do every now and then to connect with another person. The initiation is unromantic, while the effect of doing it is the same as it always has been. But it's as important as washing the dishes.
Yep.
It's just another thing.
Fucking info.
It's all good. Oh no, I'm stuck in the dishes.
That's probably why
Somebody
they
come
started
in
to
and
do
help
both
me
at the
out of
same
here.
time. It's to save time.
Before you
That's
take me,
clever,
before you
actually.
help me, before you help me out, please have your way with me.
Yeah, totally.
What the heck? All right, man. So I guess that's that. And
Phew.
yeah,
I'm glad we
and,
talked about it.
yeah.
It's not important, but it's very important to talk about
Yes.
it because it's not that important. I think,
Yes, and also really just like to everybody watching, it's just very important to know. This is just a conversation. Don't take it personally and don't get offended. And even if
Just
you do get
having a chat.
offended, take a look at yourself in the fucking mirror.
But there's nobody alive yet because I threatened them all.
You thought,
They
they just kill themselves. They were
We
like,
should
"Oh,
release
no."
the sex video first,
Yeah, exactly.
and
have
then have
a
the
little bit of
last
a porn
one
video.
entitlement.
Step Bro takes out podcast listeners.
Yeah,
And then
they
get stuck
probably
in their-
wouldn't understand most of the jokes because most of the jokes were about
How
entertainment.
great would it
or
be
a
if we
couple
like,
of them.
with our surreal library sense of humor, started making porn like that, like the Cursed Lens porn or something?
You know, wait.
Which
Since we're on this topic, and
Yeah.
I have to say this, I have a friend who told me that so some people add her on Snapchat, right? And they offer girls money. So it could be like a 56-year-old, fat dude sitting in his underwear somewhere and has got a lot of money, and he just says, "Hey, could you send me a photo of you holding maybe another person's penis in your hand? Could you send me a photo of you, and I'll pay you 50,000 kroner for that?" And I was just like, "What did you say?" And she was like, oh, disgusting. I'm never going to do that. I was like, really? Come on, think about it.
How high, I would say.
50,000 knock? Come on. You know, I keep 10, you keep 40, or I keep 20, you keep 30. Hey, it's a good business. All you got to do is hold my penis in your hands. Take a photo of that. Don't show my face, don't show your face.
Man's got to pay for electricity.
Yeah, man's got to pay for electricity, man.